So the news of the day is that Bally's on the Las Vegas Strip is no more. It's going to be replaced by the Horseshoe brand. Now I could just stop it and that's the news of the day and everybody's already told you that. But instead in this video, I want to bring you guys a tale of how the Horseshoe brand have actually ended back up on Las Vegas Boulevard. It's a tale of an old family from Texas coming into Vegas, getting embroiled in controversy. It's a tale of people taking over properties they probably shouldn't take over, stiffing the help that worked for them, corporate raidership types of ownership changes that resulted in somebody stealing a brand away, purchasing it legitimately, if you will. And it's a fascinating story about how we've come full circle to have the Horseshoe brand, which was started in Vegas, back in Sin City. How's it going, guys? My name is Steven. I'm not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas blogger. Hope you guys would like, share, subscribe these videos and this channel. Leave us a comment below. Do you remember when it was the Horseshoe? It wasn't that long ago, but it was ages ago in terms of Vegas sense. And show us some love. Check out our channel sponsor, Pinay Magazine, over on Instagram. Pinay Magazine is actually an Ethereum 2.0 validator program. They do NFTs and all sorts of cool crypto stuff. But what they do is they showcase the global Pinay to the world. And a Pinay is a woman of Filipino origin. And they actually are going to have their next issue coming out with Pinays from North America, with further issues in the future coming out with Pinays from the EU, the UK, the GCC group of countries. That's places like Dubai, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. They buy the side of Resorts World for 1 week out of every month of the year. And they're currently up until the end of today. So if you missed them this time, see them next time. Check them out on Instagram by hitting the first link in the comment pinned in this video. Also, shouts go out to our other sponsor, TKEX Exchange, who has the best Ethereum 2.0 validator program anywhere, bar none. If you guys want to make your Ethereum grow and soar coming up, contact me directly and I can get you involved in that. Also, VegasFaceMask.com, no S at the end. Don't you know, we have my wife making these. She's a Pinay. My wife's from the Philippines. Now, she did these on her own. I made a video on Facebook about this. You might have seen it. These are 2 for $25. There's no nose wire. They go around the back of your head. She made them specifically for folks like me who wear glasses or older folks. They don't really fog up. And, you know, if you got to wear them because the government makes you, where you live, like here in Nevada, or because you got to wear them for work. We have solid colors. But we do hotel drop-offs as well. Free shipping anywhere, 2 for $25. VegasFaceMask.com, no S at the end. Thanks for all the ongoing support there. So yeah, so the news of the day, as I already stated, Bally's on the Strip is no more. Multi-million-dollar makeover is going to be happening on the front and the inside of the property. They're going to have new food options, and that makes a lot of sense because their dining options at Bally's have been severely limited as of late. And they're going to be branding it as the Horseshoe. And all you guys might say, well, Horseshoe, that sounds familiar. There's one near me in Chicago or Baltimore or Louisiana or Iowa or Mississippi or Indianapolis. That's because the Horseshoe brand has been around for a very long time. So let's talk a little bit about the history of this, because it does have this turbulent history. See, in 1951, a Texan named Benny Binion came to Las Vegas, and he purchased a place called the El Dorado Club downtown on Fremont Street. He then went ahead and branded it as Binion's Horseshoe. So Binion's Horseshoe, okay? Binion's Horseshoe was a place to play poker and play some slots and drink some whiskey. That's how it was back in the 1950s. And by the 1970s, they had brought the World Series of Poker into Vegas. And so it was the home of the World Series of Poker in the 1970s. Time passed and Benny Binion passed away and his sons took over the business. And also another person that was related to them, a woman by the name of, I can't remember, Becky Benin. Not Binion, but Becky Benin was actually the sister of the situation. And flash forward many, many tumultuous years as Fremont Street had been morphing and changing and moving from a place where you would just go drink whiskey and play poker to a place where Fremont Street Experience was installed. There was a light show outside and a little more competitive. Well, when Becky Benin took over in the early 2000s as the chief shareholder, the chief stockholder of the company, she started to make some key mistakes. And one of the key mistakes she had was not having an agreement in place between the culinary and the bartenders union and the property itself. She was supposed to pay, the company is supposed to pay into these funds for retirement and for health insurance, and Binion's wasn't doing it. Binion's Horseshoe was not doing it at the time. So what ended up happening was these unions took the Horseshoe to federal court, where a judge mandated that the Horseshoe had to start paying into these funds, or else there would be some severe consequences. So in around 2002, 2003, they made an agreement and struck a collective bargaining agreement with the unions and said they they would start paying. And for a few months they did, until they didn't. And before you knew it, these unions went back to the federal judge who ruled that they would have to pay $1.9 million from the actual casino cage over at the Horseshoe on Fremont Street if they missed any payments, and which they did. So before you knew it, federal injunction, IRS came, seized assets, the casino cage is now bankrupt, and the casino property had to close. That's right. I mean, if you've ever seen Ocean's 11 or 12 or 13, or I don't know which one, where they explain, you have the house, and the house can never be bankrupt. Well, they basically bankrupted the house because they didn't pay millions of dollars to these people that were working in the properties towards their medical and towards their insurance. So with this being the case, the Nevada Gaming Commission obviously said, well, you can't operate until you replenish your bank. And lo and behold, before you knew it, Becky Bennett had struck a deal with what was at the time Harrah's Entertainment, which has morphed into Caesars Entertainment and then a different version of Caesars Entertainment, to sell the property to Harrah's Entertainment for a pittance. Now, Harrah's Entertainment had no real interest in owning or operating the downtown property, knowing that they had other properties on the Strip to deal with. So they entered into a partnership with MTR Gaming Group, and the partnership was simple. MTR would basically get sold back the assets of the hotel, the casino, the gaming floor, and Harrah's would operate under their license for a time while they were basically making the last legs of the sale go through. In April of 2004, the property reopened as Binion's Gambling Hall, no longer the Binion's Horseshoe, and Caesars sold the company to MTR and walked away with the Horseshoe branding. And that's all they really wanted out of this situation, so there's your corporate kind of piracy right there. And since then, the Horseshoe license has not been defunct. It's actually morphed, and it has different properties all over the country, with the Horseshoe Baltimore, the Hammond Horseshoe, the Bossier City in Louisiana, Hammond is in Chicago, Council Bluffs, Iowa, and also properties in Tunica and near Indianapolis, Indiana. So the Horseshoe brand is active. It's a nationwide brand that Caesars Entertainment still holds. Now, it's important to note, I mentioned a couple of different steps here. We had Harrah's Entertainment, then we had Caesars Entertainment, and now we have Caesars Entertainment. I know it's strange. See, in 2019, El Dorado Resorts, a company based out of Reno, Nevada, started into negotiations to purchase the bankrupt and losing money every year Caesars Entertainment. And they actually closed that deal during the COVID year of, I think, 2021. It was 2020, one of those two. And that deal closed, and they were supposed to divest a property, which is why a lot of people, divest meaning get rid of, thought that, yeah, well, Bally's is on the chopping block. But instead of doing that, it seems like what the new version of Caesars Entertainment has decided to do is roll the Horseshoe brand back into Las Vegas. So just like that, a brand that left the city in 2003, 2004 is back. And we have one of the OG originals in downtown Las Vegas from 1951 when Benny Binion rolled into town and opened up the Horseshoe, kind of completing the circle. And with $1 million renovation and with new dining facilities and new restaurants and an outside, hopefully, makeover, this could be a real good boon for the city. So I'm glad to see this happening. However, it just seems like a really strange story that we had to kind of navigate around to get to that point, doesn't it? It just seems like you didn't have to be so dramatic with everything, but it really does go to say how things kind of have an everlasting legacy in Vegas, I would hope that someday if the Golden Nugget brand went out of Vegas, it would come back again, and maybe one day, the Wynn brand, well, still here, but you get my point. But I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Are you going to be looking forward to checking out the new Horseshoe? Do you gamble at a Horseshoe casino where you're at? Is the Horseshoe new to you and you had no idea what I was even talking about? Let me know in the comments below, because it's been fun telling you the history about all this stuff, and that's what we try to do here on the channel. Speaking of on the channel, we're trying new things out. Let me know what you think of the camera situation. I'm using a Sony ZV-1 or ZV-1 if you want to get British and Canadian about it. We're using a Sony ZV-1 camera. I'm trying to have some problems with my studio setup right now, but I'd like to know your opinion on that quality too. All right, check out our channel sponsors, Pinay Magazine, as well as VegasFaceMask.com. And we'll talk to you guys in another video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now's the time of the video where I say 3, 2, 1, click. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and click! Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for watching my video here on Not Leaving Las Vegas. If you guys love Vegas, you might consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the notifications bell, and also, there's going to be another video right beside my head at some point. You can click on that video. It'll be whatever YouTube thinks is best for you. We can let them decide because of the algorithm. But come back to the channel. Check us out soon. Thanks again for watching. And now I gotta go do some regular real life stuff. Talking on a camera is fun and all, but we got a honey-do list to do, so we're gonna go help the wife. Thanks, guys.